Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. It is about a month into 2025 and some of you out there may have started a fitness New Year's resolution. Hope all is going well with that. If not, don't you worry, because today I'm here to talk about 5 mistakes that you're making on your fitness journey. Stay tuned for the last one as well, because the last one is the harsh truth. I think coming from a corporate background, in terms of me having a corporate 9-to-5 job, the first mistake I see people make is going too gung-ho and not creating something that's sustainable. Personally, after lifting for more than 6 years now, I go to the gym 5 days a week. Now, you may ask yourself, is that necessary? Probably not if you're at the beginning of your fitness journey, right? So if you follow a program just off the internet and they say, okay, let's do a push-pull legs routine or, upper lower body split, and it requires you going 4, 5, even 6 times a week. And you think to yourself, 2025 is the year that I'm going to transform my body. 2025 is the year I'm going to dial in my fitness. And you follow this program and you knock it out of the park for a month or two. And then what tends to happen is you kind of run out of steam. And that's where the sustainability part comes in. You're struggling to keep it up because it's such a big and drastic change to what is perhaps your lifestyle before 2025 or before the new year has started. So making that such a big drastic change in such a short amount of time just makes that not that sustainable. Whereas if you slowly introduced habits and slowly started going to gym, that will help you create a solid foundation and allow whatever you're doing to keep going on a lot more sustainably in the long run. So one of the things that I would recommend doing is to not overcomplicate it. That will help in terms of sustainability. Don't worry about some random program you've seen online or, a workout template or a workout split that your buddy who's been going to the gym for 10 years have started doing. Do the things that you enjoy and build a routine from that. And after you've built a solid foundation, then you can start worrying about if everything is as good as it seems, or do you need to introduce something new. But the key thing is you want to create a sustainable routine. And to create a sustainable routine, you have to have a certain element of enjoying the process there, because no one can do something they hate for such a long time. And if you can, then I admire you. The second mistake I see some people make is overlooking the small things. Small things add up, and it's the sum of parts that ultimately matter and feed into your overall result in the long run. Now, some people might go, this is just a small thing. For example, drinking enough water. It's just a small thing. It doesn't really matter. But something as small as just drinking enough water each day feeds into other positive habits that you will develop on your fitness journey. And as you start ticking those boxes one by one slowly, before you know it, you realize, hold on a minute, actually, I've started without knowing, created what is a very sustainable routine, which is also at the same time very positive to my health and fitness. It can be something as small as making sure that you have enough food for the weekend to meal prep, or something like making sure you have enough sleep, making sure that you have enough rest and recovery before you go into your next session, or just having enough protein. You don't even need to track calories. Number 3, which I think is the most important one on the list, and I don't actually think that many people have said this before, I would recommend chasing habits and not results. Now, that seems a little bit backwards because all personal trainers, online PTs, online coaches, they always promote themselves and show all these results and like before and after, 12-week, 16-week, 20-week, a year transformation. And you're like, whoa, I want to be like that. But what I would recommend on is actually chasing habits and not the results. What I mean by that is don't necessarily fixate on a look in the mirror, especially in the beginning of your fitness journey. The reason behind that is because it does take time for you to see results, to see visible results. And it does take time for you to completely change yourself, because a fitness journey comes in a form of transforming your lifestyle, because how you look is a reflection of how you live your life. If you chase results, it's very easy to be demotivated and demoralized because you don't really see the changes in the mirror. I like to flip that narrative and recommend people to chase habits. So incorporating different things that will be positive to your health and fitness into your daily routine, into your habits, making sure that this is well established, making sure that there's some certain non-negotiables in there. When you live a healthier lifestyle and you ingrain certain positive aspects into your habit, it's a lot more sustainable in the long run, because your wins along your fitness journey becomes, am I living a healthier lifestyle, as opposed to, am I getting six-pack abs? We all love six-pack abs, probably. Or so I've heard. When you don't see that overnight change or week by week change, especially as a beginner where you might miss the smaller changes within your physique, don't get discouraged. As long as you keep incorporating positive habits into your routine, that already in itself is a win. Over time, the results will come if you make sure that you have your routine and habits nailed on. It's only a matter of time, if you start living a healthier lifestyle, that your body reflects that. Number 4, and this is quite common knowledge within the more seasoned fitness enthusiasts, but perhaps not as much within people that have just started. Don't plan on relying on motivation. Look, I get it. 2024 just ended. 2025 just started. You had a big burst of motivation over Christmas and New Year's to tell yourself, okay, let's lock in. Let's actually transform ourselves. And by all means, use that motivation to fuel yourself. But from my personal experience and from loads of other people that I've spoken to, motivation does fade. And as I'm sure would have experienced in various other aspects of your life. And it's what you do when that motivation fades that matters. Along your fitness journey, if you want to be successful in transforming yourself, you need a certain level of consistency over time. Sure, you have good days and you have bad days, but when you don't have motivation and you've been relying on it all this time, you're just going to skip the gym, or you are just going to go in and go out without actually doing anything that is progressive. When you shift your mindset and start understanding that this is a game of discipline as opposed to motivation, that's when you start to progress, and that's when you start to be consistent 24/7, 365 days of the year. Now, I'm not downplaying motivation. Motivation is a ridiculously powerful tool in your fitness journey. Use motivation as a bonus. So making sure that you have the discipline to turn up. When you have spells of low motivation, whether it is due to stress or whether you just had a busy work day or busy work period, don't allow yourself to basically cheat on your journey and kind of do yourself what I call a disservice because you've worked so hard. Make sure you have the discipline to keep it up. When you have motivation, by all means, go the extra mile, do that extra rep, do that extra set, go for a heavier weight. When you don't have that motivation, aim for the same thing. What's that saying? Aim for the stars, get the moon? Something like that. I can't remember, but you know what I mean. Now, I said that my 5th and final point would be a harsh truth. You have to ask yourself if you're ready to start your fitness journey. What I mean by that is you have to ask yourself, why do you want to do this in the first place? Fitness journey is a long-term thing, right? You don't want to just kind of transform your physique within 3 to 4 months and then kind of revert back to your old self. You want it to stay that way. You want to be consistent and make improvements over time to fulfill your full potential. And to do that, you've got to play the long game. If you don't actually know why you're doing it in the first place, it becomes impossible to keep up. If you're doing it, for example, because someone told you to or someone encouraged you to, and you say, okay, fine, I'll do it, you're not going to be able to sustain that for a long time. When you have very low motivation or you're experiencing a lull, it's always very reliable to ask yourself why you're doing it in the first place. That will give you a motivation, that will give you a reason, and that will give you your why. If you ask yourself why one of your New Year's resolution is around fitness, and you're actually struggling to answer that question, this may seem harsh, but personally, I don't think you're ready for a New Year's resolution to be fitness. When you have a reason behind why you're doing it in the first place, you will have a much easier time enjoying the process. And ultimately, because it's all about lifestyle, you want to enjoy it, right? You don't want to live a miserable lifestyle. Don't do it because other people are doing it. Don't do it because other people asked you or pushed you to. Don't do it because you want to look like somebody else. Do it because it's truly what you want for yourself. And once you've made that promise to yourself, you have to see it through. And with that, I wish you all the best in your 2025 New Year resolutions, whether it's fitness or non-fitness related.